Welcome back, everybody. You ever get to the point where you're like, whatever you get to, you get to? I think the main focus is and kind of should be the office area. This is the back wall that I showed y'all in the previous video. I kind of finished it up. This is just the kills, the gray kills. I'm not painting it. I'm just coloring it this color because that's the color of the kills. I ran thin on a couple spots, and of course I ran out as well. The local hardware store doesn't have any, so I have to wait till I get back home to get some. Then I'll come finish up and then touch up. What I'm gonna do now is work on the water heater. Obviously I got the washer dryer against the wall. That is the home run system in there. I'm gonna get this stuff set up and kind of show y'all how I do it. Funny story on this. As you know, I have mice problems in here. There's a lot of stuff here. It's absolutely cluttered, no doubt. It's kind of like a very long move-in process. I have probably too many projects that I'm working on at once and whatever. So I need to stop taking on projects and just get them done. That'll never happen. So anyway, backstory. Mice, bad. A lot of them. I started using mouse traps, caught them for a while, didn't catch them anymore. I have a mouse hunting dog down there. She's stellar. She gets them. She also tears up my stuff trying to get them because they're small. So then I went from mouse traps to glue traps, which I really wasn't wanting to, but I did because gosh darn, these mice are tearing everything up. They are destructive. So ended up getting some of the glue pads. They worked for a while, just like the snap traps, but then I guess they get keen to it and they stop getting caught by them. So then I've moved up to the poison traps. They eat them, they die. It's a circle of life. I smelt some here in the shop. Mouse hunter found some. She doesn't eat them, she just makes sure they're dead. I was putting the dryer against the wall and I smelled mouse death. So I was like, oh boy. So in the dryer vent, the back part of the dryer, I smelt it and it smelled absolutely like mouse death. And I tore the dryer apart. I'll show pictures. Hold on. Okay, there they are. So I didn't find mouse death. I don't know what was going on in there, but he left his business or her business, I don't know what it was, all in there, and it stunk the dryer up. Cleaned it all up, put it all back together. Well, I guess now I know how to put a dryer back together and take it apart. So got that part done, all tidied up. Looks good to my standards, I suppose. Now water heater. I don't like water heaters on the ground. I believe there is condensation, etc., that's going to collect between the concrete and the water heater. Even if this is here, I still think too much cold gets through the plastic liner thing itself. So I don't like it directly on the ground. I like a little step stool thing, if you will, for it. This one, fortunately, needs to be up because it has to reach way up here. So I plumbed it all up high. I quickly built a little stand with some leftover 4x4s, 2x4s, and 1x3s or something like that. Just all scrap stuff. Could probably make it out of a pallet. I do need to touch that up. So anyway, I'm gonna put this up here, hook it all up. I'll show you how to do it, stand by. Big rule, fill it up before you turn it on because you'll do some damage with the heating elements and all that kind of stuff. Oh man, y'all didn't remind me. Too easy. There's actually enough room for me to paint back here without having to move this again. And hey, look, it matches. Gosh, it's meant to be, meant to be. Just push it back further. Maximize as much space as I can. Okay, so now I'm gonna hook up the water supply to the water heater. I went outside, turned the water on, tested both of these to make sure I had the correct one for the cold side. So this is my cold side that will supply the water heater with cold water. And then comes the hot. So I recommend using a wrench, of course, but this crescent actually is blocked out for nuts. When you're tightening it up, you want to make sure that I like to hold the line because it will twist and end up twisting all this up. So I try to hold the line, keep it from twisting. All right. And of course, I'll do my water test on that later. Next comes the electrical. What I'm using is I got a whip. This is the 10 gauge wire, and then I got the plate for it. This just has to be punched out. It is sharp. Of course, you want to put this through the whip first, because you're going to be probably cursing if you don't. I have Ranger here this week. This really is first real time being out here. You know what happened to Winston, so I am really cautious with him. And he's a puppy, so he's even worse. He just runs, but he's doing okay. I'm gonna hook this up, and then I can pull the wire out through the other side of the whip, since it's just one continuous wire, and that way I just cut it once. That's what I'm gonna do. Pretty simple. Green is the ground. Give those a lovely little twist. And then the black one, and then here's the tricky part. This is a 220, right? We're not doing normal 110. It's going to be 220 for the water heater. That's where the red wire comes in, because they're both used as power wires. So red and white are the same thing here. You don't have a common. Okay. Now, I'm going to tuck it all in there. Okay. Then pull the other side of this whip, pull the wire out of it. Ugh. And that'll take it right up to there. Oh my goodness. Whoever cut that sheetrock on there. I've learned to do repairs quite a bit. That's ugly, but that's what's going to happen right now. Not pretty, but functional. All right, I'll give you a bird's eye view. So the code man doesn't get upset with me. I'm going to cut my whip. The end of it just slides right off, and it'll go on as well. I want it like that. I'll go a little long. I don't want to cut the wires in it because I want to cut those a little longer. But this stuff will just cut. Of course, I just use my pocket knife. I have to repair the electricity outside by the well, so that's where this is going. Try to waste nothing. Measuring it again, we'll give it out to about right there, right here. I left my wire cutters at the house, so I'm having to use these, the strippers. Good thing they have a cutter on them. Now to strip them, let me put this on first. Of course, the GoPro stopped working because it got too hot. Again, like I said last year, if I'm still working in the heat, this still works in the heat, and it's not even that hot yet. Come on. Anyway, I'm done with the installation. I think you saw me hooking this up. So basically red wire goes to red wire, ground gets grounded in there, put all these on, hook that up. I left the whip suspended. This we won't talk about. I'm done with the installation. So on the I call it a drip pan. It's to catch if there's any leaks, to catch it all. I suppose this can go back a little bit further, because like that. So now, if this is the drain, so if this pan fills up, it'll drain out. But I don't care about that. I'm really not gonna have anything on the ground here in the shop. So if I did, I would have this to the side, run some PVC piping, and take it to where you wanna take it. But I'm not worried about that. That's really it. That's the water heater installation. Thanks for sticking around this long to finish watching it. Please stay tuned for more. All right, bye.